Hey, this is Indy and welcome back to Scott Trans. So this week we're talking about babies. Little babies. Yeah, so I want to start this week's video by talking a little bit about the process of having children when you're an FTM trans person. I personally have not been through this process, but I'll be telling you from telling you about my experiences of kind of like speaking to doctors about egg freezing and that kind of thing. It can be quite triggering for some people, so just be aware that that may happen. Obviously take precautions if you feel like that's gonna trigger you at all. Don't watch the video. Watch the video, stop whenever you want, obviously, it's at your own leisure. So yeah, so before I started hormone replacement therapy, I spoke to my GP in Aberdeen, because I'm Aberdeen based, about the processes of egg freezing. I have had a hormone imbalance since I was very young, since I was born, which made doctors think that I would go through the female menopause at around 16 years old. That didn't happen, so it was kind of a worry for me for a while that I wouldn't be able to have children. Fast forward maybe about 7 years, I'm a trans man, I'm on hormone replacement, so yeah, I was speaking to my doctor about whether or not I would want my eggs frozen or not, and I opted not to freeze them. I was actually told, I'm not sure if this is correct, but I was told that a trans person is only able to freeze their eggs, well, trans masculine person is only able to freeze their eggs for 10 years maximum, which kind of gave me a very restricted window. I'm not sure if I think I'm going to be ready to parent at 31, so I feel like that was too much pressure. Also, I feel like I didn't want anything to prevent me from starting hormone replacement, and I felt like that was a process that was going to cause me getting on hormone replacement to be kind of like further held back. It's not a process that would mean you could be prevented from starting hormone replacement therapy. So like, yeah, that's not the case. However, I panicked a little bit. Saying that though, you can go back. Well, you can't go back, but saying that, you can still conceive a child if you are on hormone replacement. It just means that you have to come off of your testosterone or testosterone gel, your hormone replacement, in order to reproduce your eggs, but you can conceive after that. So my girlfriend has literally just walked in the door, she just finished work. I'm inviting her to be part of this video because I think it's a conversation that's important for our relationship. I know that I want kids, I know kind of where she stands with having children, so yeah, you'll hear a little bit about that. But I will link a lot of informational links which will kind of cater to your needs, how hormone replacement works with egg freezing process, how the NHS kind of deals with that. I will link all of this information in the description, so go check all that out. It's too much for me to cover in this video, but I know that quite a few of you will be interested in reading that kind of thing. So yeah, so I'll be back in like 2 minutes and I'll be with my amazing girlfriend Emma. This is Emma.
Hello. Hi.
So, let's get down to business. Get down to business.
Go, go, go.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about babies. Little babies.
Hairy babies.
Hairy babies. So I'm gonna ask Emma a series of questions that she will be answering.
I'll be answering.
Yes. you will answer. So the first question: do you want children?
Yes.
How much do you want children?
I would love to be a mum.
A lot. Do you want children? Small fish? Do you want children? Big fish?
Giant fish.
Giant.
Biggest
Giant
fish in
fish.
all the
Most giant fish ever.
I don't actually know what that is.
No.
So we should probably look that up.
Yeah. What giant fish?
The biggest fish.
The biggest fish ever.
So we
It's
have
not a white. It's not a whale. Is it a whale?
I think so. Probably. You should have done that bit because you have the beers.
So yeah.
Yes, I would love to be a parent.
Me too. What's your ideal amount of kids? Like, see when you're wee and people are like, how many kids do you want? And you're like, I want 10.
I have no
And
idea.
then you hit this age
I
and you're
think-
like, realistically, nobody can cater for 10 children unless you have a reality TV show.
That's true, which we don't. But this could be the start of it.
This could be the start.
So I don't
The
know
start
actually. I
of
don't.
something.
Oh god, I hate High School Musical. No, I don't know how many children I want. I don't think I've ever had that figure in my head, but I was an only child, so I don't know what it's like to grow up with brothers and sisters.
What a gang.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like to have that. I just
You're
know
in my
what it's
house,
like to
mafia.
just have my own space and things. That makes me sound really bratty. I don't think I was a brat, but I don't think I have a specific figure. I would love to have one baby, and if we only ever had one baby, that would be amazing, and I would be like, I love you so much. And
Yeah.
I would never be like, I wish there was more of you.
I feel like it would be quite selfish to have more than one kid if you financially cannot afford to have
Yeah,
more
definitely.
than one child, because then you're putting your children in poor quality of life, really.
Yeah, like as long as we were able to be like, this child can be well looked after and it can be fed and healthy and happy, that's what I would want.
Yeah.
So if we could only ever do that for one child, then that would be much more than enough. But then if life allowed it, I'd be like, oh, there's 2 or 3, or actually I have like, I'd love to have like more space for more.
More space, more. More
Just like
children.
more love.
Really, I just want kids so I can dress them like me.
Lots of dungarees.
Lots of striped t-shirts and dungarees and bowl cuts.
The bowl cut we could
The bowl cut is kind of like...
we could move on the bowl cut, but
Could we? I
curls,
don't think I can.
curls, curly hair.
No, we wouldn't
No.
impose these things on our children.
Definitely
They can be
not.
whoever they want to be.
You be you.
But if you're not queer, we hate you now.
Oh, brutal.
Disowned if you're not queer. No. We're not about that life.
No. You do you.
So where do we stand? Well, where do you stand on adoption? Because realistically, I don't know. So we've had this conversation before a few times about like if we had a biological child, like who would carry it, like if we would ever have enough money for IVF treatment, which
Yeah.
we're both creative people and we'll have creative jobs and we'll probably not have a consistent flow of money
No.
for a while, well into our adult lives.
I feel like I'm in.
We've also spoken about pushing off being married because that is another kind of another thing that we'd have to pay
Another
for, and
financial-
we'd rather have a child than be married. We don't really see like the urgency for marriage, but again, that's just us, I think.
Yeah, I think that's just personal preference. Well, like I would love to be married to you, but for us, it's more like I would love to just be like, this is my husband, because that would be really, really like that would just be really like important and an amazing feeling.
Yeah,
But
but
I
it's literally would just be just to say that we were married.
Yeah,
And nothing would really change.
I would much rather be able to be like, hello baby, you're a small child who
Yeah.
needs and deserves a loving home to grow up in.
Yeah.
I would trade that for
Yeah, like
multiple
I mean,
other things.
we're not in any way. Well, I'm not in any way putting any importance on like having a biological child. I feel like adoption is really important.
Yeah, like
And
we
I'd
spoke
love
about
to
that
adopt a
before as
child.
well, because it was a case of like, if I was to biologically have a child, there might always be that part of you and us that's like, this child is biologically my child but not biologically Indy's child, and it's something I like think about, like
I think it would cause us a lot of like conflict. That is our fur baby,
our furry
who
child.
who wants our attention.
He's very vocal.
He's very vocal. He might bark again. Sorry, bud.
Love you.
Love you. Please don't
but
hate me.
there are multiple like cisgender people in this world who cannot conceive children biologically, which is obviously like an incredible sadness for people.
Yeah.
So I think that adoption is a really beautiful thing, and that for us it wouldn't be, because I would never see it as a negative thing. I would never be like, right, well,
Yeah,
because
like that's plan B, or like
because you're trans, we can't biologically have. I would never
so
ever
we'll
see
just
like
adopt.
that.
Like it would never be.
Yeah,
that.
that would never be that option. It would just be like, actually, this child that already exists in this life doesn't have a loving home and deserves that. And I would love to be able to give that to somebody. I think that would be a really beautiful thing to do.
Yeah, that would be really lovely. And they would not be short of love.
Oh my god, no, I'm like,
Oh my god, I love you.
so cute.
I want to shape a beautiful mind. So yeah, I think
Be lovely.
by now you probably guessed that we want kids. I mean, I've always said that my number was 6, but I'm never going to be able to afford 6 children.
I feel like you'd have like, this is my football team, this is my family.
Your mum's a fashion designer, she'll make your clothes.
Like, that's fine. And they don't run around absolutely riot. I mean, that terrifies me. Like, maybe like double figures with children. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I don't know what to do with all of you. But if that so
having
happened,
a dormitory instead of they all live in a dorm.
bunk beds.
These are the bunk beds. These are
Now
little
till
elves.
you move out.
You're 16. You've passed your sell-by date. Goodbye. Go and
Here's
get a
your-
job now. We can no longer afford you. So we did have an ending for our video, but the camera stopped recording. Great stuff.
We just talked far too much.
Yeah, we did. We talked too much.
I always talk too much.
So yeah, what's our general consensus, the conclusion after what we've spoken about?
Babies
Not just babies.
and children and adults.
Just adoption is
Adoption is a beautiful thing.
amazing, but also if you want to have IVF to have your own child, that is great. If you have
Didn't even
other
talk about
non, I don't know, not even like unusual methods of having children, go for it. But yes, children,
Children
family,
are a goal. Yes.
we want kids.
babies
All the
and
children.
human babies.
Are the way. Yeah, this has been Wednesday with Indy
And me.
and Emma, my beautiful assistant, who will probably be featured in some future videos given the chance.
I'll probably just like butt myself in and be
Pop
like,
your wee self
bam, I'm home.
Yep. See you next week. Stay gold.
Bye.
Turn it off. Turn it off.